Hello. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're watching me from. Okay, so today is 20th of September. So I'd like us to start off with the chart on our screen. This is USD ZAR. We rarely look at this, but today I want us to look at it. So on this chart, basically, you can see that the price is heading to the upper side. We do have some active uptrend. It's like the price printed like it's currently forming like an inverted head and shoulder formation. Let me explain that. Look at this. We have this point here from this level. Make this a bit big. We do have this here up to this point. And then we have from that point, there is this. And then we have the one from this point to the upper side. And then we have from the head, this point. And then currently we are heading to the upper side. So what we expect to be happening here is that we do expect price to continue to the lower side ultimately, at least up to this point here. So if you're looking at this chart as you're speaking now, just know that the price is forming this. It looks like a slanted head and shoulder formation, which means the price may likely proceed to the lower side. Look at it like this. We have this. We have this head here. We have shoulder. Sorry about that. We do have shoulder here. We do have shoulder here. We have the head here. And then you have the slanted neckline, which is this one. So if the price can give us some sell signal from around where the price is now, we actually expect sellers to continue pushing price downwards, and the price may likely break below this level here, thereby pushing price downwards at least up to 13.39237. So we are on this chart right now. Keep looking for sell orders. Temporarily, we are actively biased, but in the long run, we do expect price to continue down up to this point here. The next symbol which I want us to look at is GB Euro USD. So with the USD, I'm going to use a custom indicator. Not here, unfortunately. So with this is bearish. We do have an active downtrend. We'll draw a level here. Look at how nicely this level looks. We do have a very good level here. So it doesn't look very good, but you can see that we had some resistance here. We had some resistance here. We had a resistance here, and then there was this breakout. There was a pullback, and then there is this. The price continues to remain above this one. So following the break below the same trend line to the lower side, we saw price pull back to the same point. It came back down, pulled back to the same point before heading to the lower side. So as it is right now, we are actually looking for a sell. We do expect price to proceed to the lower side. There is another level here at the bottom. This is another supportive trend line. Yeah. So if you are on this chart as we're speaking now, you should keep looking for sell positions, keep looking for sell orders. You may want to wait for some pullback. We want price maybe to pull back up to this point here. This is a very good level in itself. We do have this. Look at how nicely we had a support here. It took this big candle to break above it. It came back as a support. It continued up. It came back as a support. It went down, broke below this point. Then it pulled back to the same place. So while the price remains below this zone here, this remains to be a good sell place. So remember that when we minimize this chart like this, we were looking for a sell. But as it is now, we are still looking for a sell. Just that the price may likely pull back only up to this zone here. So the other level is this one. If the price pulls back to this point, this will be a good place to sell from. If it continues up and goes beyond this line here, this is another one. We do have another level here. So we may take this as a zone. The price comes to this point but does not break above the upper line. This will be a sell place. If the price breaks beyond it, then the next sell place is this one here. We do expect sellers to push price down up to this level here. So if you sell it here, you sell it here, or you sold it here, then the best place to take profit from is around 1.16679. Does this make sense what I'm saying? Okay. So the other symbol which I want us to look at is the British pound dollar. So with the British pound dollar, so far we are sellers. Look at how nicely we had some wedge here. We had another one. Yeah. So it looks like this was like a converging wedge formation. The price went below it here. It pulled back nicely, failed to touch the same trend line before it headed straight to the lower side. So on this chart, basically, we do expect sellers to push price down at least up to 1.36029. So if you are here as we're speaking now, we are sellers. We want price to sell off up to this point. So we do have a level here. We do have a level here. So if the price pulls back up to this point here, somewhere within this range, then this will be the best place to look for a sell from, at least up to 1.36029. So we'd like to see price pull back as high as this point here, so that we pick a sell position. We are looking forward to that sell continuing down at least up to 1.36029. The next symbol is the US dollar Japanese yen. So with the US dollar Japanese yen, so far we were within some range. The price is, I think, is still within the same place. Look at this here. Had this. We had that there. Then he had this one. Yeah, sorry, this one. So we have like a channel formation heading to the upper side. This is an ascending channel, which means where the price is now is actually the correct place to think for a buy from. So if you are here right now as you're speaking, then expect buyers to push price upwards from around this trend line here. So we do have some shape here. We do have some minor shape here, which means if the price bounces off from this trend line, then continue up and ends up breaking above this trend line, then we want to see some struggling, slight struggling above this area, so that we continue looking for a buy position at least up to the upper trend line. So if the price does not do as you've said, that if the price breaks below this trend line, then the next target is this one. We expect sellers to push price down at least 107.665. The other symbol I want us to look at Brent oil. So the Brent oil so far, you remember what we said the previous week? We were within, the price had just broken above a very good trend line. We had this. So look at how nicely it was a resistance here. It was a resistance here. It was a resistance here. It was a resistance before we had this gap here. So as it is now, we'd like to see a pullback up to 72.743. We want to see price pull back up to this zone here, somewhere within this area, so that we can pick a buy position with an ultimate target at this point, 76.802. So if you are on this chart as we're speaking right now, expect sellers to write themselves up to this place here, so that you pick a buy position up to around 76.802. So you are here right now. We are definitely going to be buyers if the price comes back up to this point here. The next symbol which I want us to look at, gold. So with gold so far, I don't think there is much to be added except for what you said last week, that the price may likely continue down. So look at it like this. We had a level here, a very good support level. It was actually within some range. The area which I'm currently highlighting is the area of interest. This is where we expect price to come back up to. This is the first one. We have the next one, and then we have the next one at the very top, and then we now have our target here. So if you look at this chart, maybe it may not make a lot of sense to you, but you can see that this is some area of struggling. The price keeps struggling, especially when it gets to somewhere within this range here. So while we continue to see this, while the price continues to remain within this area, if the price comes back up to this point and then it continues to consolidate within this area, then this should be the correct place to sell it from. We will sell it there, have our target at 1721.72, or we'll wait and sell a break below this level here. We may wait and sell a break below 1748.72 or 1746.73. If the price goes below these two lines, then we are sellers up to 1721.72. On the upper side, we do have this level. On the ultimate upper side, we do have this level here. The next symbol which I want us to look at is the SP500. So it looks like the SP500 is bearish. Sellers appears to be dominating this market, but I don't recommend you look for a sell as of yet. We do have a support here. If the price should close below this level here, if the price closes nicely below this zone, then this will be the ideal place to look for a sell from. But even then, if you sell it there, only hold on to that position up to this point. So I don't recommend sell positions on this chart. Even though the price is bearish, I don't recommend sell positions. I recommend you wait for places for buying, because if you check the weekly chart, look at what has been happening. The price keeps moving massively to the upper side. Whatever we are seeing now is actually just a correction. So after this correction, expect buyers to push price upwards. So thank you very much. But this should bring us to the end of today's analysis. We'll meet again next week. Tomorrow at the same time. Thank you. See you.